In 2007, Ventnor Lodge had all been but written off. This once stately manor in southwest Baltimore changed hands many times and suffered a great deal of abuse. The squatters who'd taken residence in this mansion neglected its care and literally filled it with trash. News reports called the conditions deplorable and unfit. So people were evicted and the building was boarded up. Just the same, the land had been left for dead. Overrun with weeds and used for little more than a local trash dump, this 23-acre estate had become literally a neighborhood eyesore. And who's going to want something like that? And yet, isn't this a metaphor for what happens sometimes in our lives? Some of us experience a great deal of abuse and neglect. We get passed around and our lives become filled with garbage. Soon the weeds of bad choices or bad company begin to take over, and it chokes out what was once good and beautiful, and many are left for dead. And yet, miracles can happen in response to just one heart broken for another, one hand lifted in service. The kind of transformation that has happened to this property is the kind of miraculous transformation that we desire to see in the lives of those in the Samaritan Women Residence Program. We have a heart broken for women who have endured significant trauma and who are in need of healing, physically, emotionally, vocationally, and spiritually. Our program serves homeless female veterans, many of whom are deeply wounded from combat trauma, sexual assault, and substance abuse. We also serve women who have been rescued from the heinous trade of human trafficking, women who have been exploited and enslaved and stripped of all hope. And yet we know, by virtue of all that we have seen happen in this place, that their stories don't have to be dead ends. Sometimes all it takes is one act of compassion to plant the seed of change.
It really has been an amazing journey, seeing thousands of volunteers coming together over a 4-year period, sharing their time, treasure, and talent to bring about this miraculous change and making this residence become a reality. The Grand Foyer welcomes our residents and immediately sets the tone that the Samaritan Women is a very different kind of program. Being part of a community is very important to us here. In the parlor, our women will eat together, and we created this room as a room of beauty. We used paint by Sherwin-Williams, and decorative artists shared their talent to bring this into a beautiful space so the women feel like they're in a home versus in a residential facility. We believe in lifelong learning, so our library is a place where the women can pursue academic study or have classes in various vocational and life skills. Many volunteers made this room possible, including an enterprising Girl Scout who secured the books and put together our library system. We aim to empower these women to be self-sufficient and become lifelong learners. Spiritual healing and spiritual growth are a key part of our program. Our residents will have the opportunity to grow in their faith journeys through study, contemplation, and spiritual mentoring. The chapel was a work of love for 2 church partners, one local and one from Louisville, Kentucky. It is a comforting space for our women to retreat, pray, and just be still. The day kitchen is where the residents prepare their own breakfast and lunch. Because we're about teaching self-sufficiency, it's important that the women learn how to take care of a home and learn healthy eating and healthy lifestyles. Local artists donated the mural and mosaic to be a constant reminder to us that God can create beauty, even out of brokenness. Healthy eating helps nourish their body and is an important part of promoting overall wellness and healing for our residents. The love that has been put into this house is probably best seen in the residents' bedrooms. Churches and local service groups adopted rooms and provided all the labor and supplies for their renovation. Quilters from across the region made custom quilts, each as unique as the woman who will enjoy it. A Girl Scout troop knitted Afghans, and Charlestown retirement community members made fleece blankets. Most residents will be sharing a room to foster a sense of community. The studio is where our residents will have an opportunity to explore their own expression in the arts. Here, women will have access to sewing, crafting, and art supplies, as well as volunteer tutors who will help guide them in their creative spirit. Creative expression is a key part of the healing process.
The residents will develop other job and life skills as well. It is our goal to renovate this space into a commercial teaching kitchen and engage local chefs to serve as faculty. Our unique From Seed to Table curriculum will provide job-relevant skills in both horticulture and culinary arts, teaching the full range of skills from growing, harvesting, preparing, and serving healthy food.
I remember when we first came upon this property. It was covered in brush, there was trash everywhere. Amazing things happened in the first 2 years. Literally, thousands of volunteers came to transform this wasteland into Baltimore's largest urban farm. The farm now produces over 70 varieties of food, which both feed our residents and the neighbors in need. Every harvest is a chance to give thanks and give back to the ministry that gave us so much.
And with all that has been accomplished, there's still much more to be done. Up here on the third floor of the residence, we have room for expansion to house more women. We're looking for committed groups who will adopt these rooms with volunteer labor and partners who will help us financially. We also hope to build out more amenities to serve the women. On the lower level, we need to construct a laundry room and a pantry. We also have space to put in a fitness room, and we hope to have a fully equipped workroom for the women to develop skills with tools and their own building projects. We believe every woman should know how to use power tools. Outside on the farm, we also have the need to upgrade our fencing, expand the irrigation, and explore other forms of farm and gardening. All of these are projects that invite you to be involved in what's going on here at the Samaritan Women. You can visit our website to learn about the projects that are currently underway and how you can support us.
The Samaritan woman is an amazing witness to what can come out of brokenness, a living and ever-growing metaphor of restoration and hope. It can happen here, and it can happen in even the most broken lives. We're inviting you to be part of this special miracle. We need congregations, schools, and companies who will donate their services and time. We need organizations to provide the financial support needed to house and care for these women. We need funds to build out our program and provide academic and vocational opportunities.
We're asking you to join us in this work of hope. Please prayerfully consider becoming a support partner with the Samaritan Women. Thank you, and God bless.